So hello my dear students, how are you all? I hope you all are doing fine. So students, let us start our today's class. Let me share my screen for the better idea. We're gonna do in today's class. Just give me a few seconds so that I can adjust it. I'm sharing my screen. Tell me if you have seen that. So I hope now you can see my screen. So now students, students tell me, we have done in previous class that was related about MS Word. So today, let me show you one thing. Like this is a notebook, okay? So if I ask you to, what do you understand by this thing, which is written here, and these are the page numbers. This is written here, and there nothing is written on the upsides, okay? But here you can see a line is given over here and some text is written over here, and there are pages number you can see here. Yes. So what are you inferring from this? What do we call them? Like what we say to this is a book, so we can say that it is a kind of a header and footer. Yes, you are quite right about this. This is header and footer. Let me share you my screen. So this is what we're gonna do in today's class, that is header and footer in MS Word. Okay, so let me write here today's topic, that is headers and footer in MS Word. Okay, this is our today's topic. Okay, yes. So now let me cross this whiteboard so that I can show you my presentation over here. Just give me a few seconds so that I can zoom this for the better idea. Yes, in just few seconds you would be able to see that. It is just taking, it would be taking a few seconds, then you would be able to see that. Now I hope you can see it now. Yes, I hope now you can see that. Yes. Okay, so let's start our today's class. Now this was a slide where I was asking you about the headers and footers. This is what we're gonna do in today's class, that is headers and footer in MS Word. So these are the learning outcomes for today. You would be able to define the meaning of header footers. Okay, then you can analyze the use of header footers in MS Word document. Then you can insert the header footers in MS Word. Then you can list the dates which are used in header footers, because dates also makes a good role in books, or we can say the document files. As I in the previous class I told you about the PDF files. In the PDF files, teachers write the dates and the times, and also about the page information, page number information. A lot of things are there which we would be doing in today's class. Okay, so what about headers and footers? What are these? As from the name only we can see that headers and footers are basically, headers are the head which is starting in the title bar, that is head, and footer is again also name suggests that it is in the footer area, that is the lower area of the MS Word. In similarly in MS Word, the header is in the upside and footer is in the lower side. Okay, so what does this header footer is for? Like, why do we require it? It is for organizing in a proper manner. Now, you can see in the book, it is well organized. You can see that here. You can see that this is a terminal of the text which is written over here, and this is a kind of information which would be observed in each page of the book or the MS Word you have created. Okay. Now you can see option which is looking like this: header and footer. This is what you would be receiving in MS Word file. We would be seeing it also on MS Word. You would be directly clearly visible. The text is here, that is header and footer. You won't be messing it up where this option is and how which one to select. Okay. So we are writing text in header and footer. We also add dates, times, as I discussed. So we would be doing it. So I have given you just few idea about why do we use header and footer. So what according to you, why do we use it? Like header footers in case of Word file. In real life also, if you feel like why do we use header and footer? Definitely for good organization, proper organization, proper information about the document. Like we can give the name of the document on the left hand side of a header, that for what this MS Word is. Then also we can write the pages, number of pages. It would save our time for, let me write it here so that you can have more idea about the points. Yes, this is a white page. A whiteboard I'm using so that I go. Okay, just wait for a while. Let me undo it. Yes. So you were we were talking about the use of header file for organization. You could say organization. Then we could say time saving. Definitely, like I told you in the case of, no, for example, number of pages. Like sometimes I feel like you ask from the teacher, ma'am, you have sent the PDF file, or you want to read some book. How many pages are there of this book? So what do you do is, if there would be a footer which would be there for numbers. Now on each page you could recognize how many pages are involved in the book or in the PDF file. Like in the books also we can see that the pages, you what you do is when you are having some subject book, you check your final page and you see that what is the last page of that book, that is nearly two 209. So what do? You say that, oh my god, this book is quite large, or we can say that a lot of pages are there. And if you observe that there are 100 pages, you feel like this book I would be reading first, isn't it? So we can say that it is another advantage of head and footer. Also, we can say that we could add dates and time. In this case, we can recognize that dates and time says that in which date we have created it, or in what time we want this to be received by receiver. Okay, so these could be some, we could say, the uses of the headers and footers. Okay, so I'm stopping this whiteboard and sharing my slides again. Yes, so we would be moving further now. So here is a question in front of you. You have to just select between true and false. So header tag is used to write or insert anything at the top of the page, and footer is at the bottom of the page. What do you think this statement is right or not? You have to just think of in a true or false manner. I'm just giving you a few seconds. You can pause the video as well. Yes. What do you think that header is? I just let me give you the hint also. I told you that a header is for header itself says that it is related to the heading. That means that it would be coming on the head, and footer is coming on the foot. So this statement is true. Exactly. So this statement is true. The answer would be true. Okay. Well done, students. So now what you're observing here, if I ask you to notice the highlighted area, or we can see the arrows. Yes, you are observing it right. I just told you in the last minute only that dates and time, also the pages. Okay, we could write it in a footer. In a footer, we write date and page numbers. And in case of headers, what we do is we write the name of the book, or information about the book, or we could say the authors also, they write author's name. So whatever you want to write, you can write on the header. Is totally dependent on you. And this is what we would be learning next, that is dates and time into header and footer. So it totally depends on you. You want to write date and time in the footer. Usually people write it in the footer, but it depends on you if you want to write in footer or header. Okay. So you can see there is an option. I have cropped this area so that you can have good idea about the date and time where this option is available. So here you can see that date and time. If I'm just keeping my cursor on date and time, I'm observing the description of the same. They have said that you can insert the current time and date into the document. So this is what we could do in the document. Now again you are having a question. The option of inserting date and time is in design tab. Now you have to recall where is the design tab. In the beginning I told you about the design tab. That is the, yes, in the title bar. Yes, in the topmost area of the MS Word where you can receive that. So what would be the right answer? Yes. So we would be clicking on the true option. That means the statement is true. The date and time is in the design tab. Okay, students? Yes, good. So students, now we would be going to the steps. Okay, so what would be the steps for the same? Definitely we are writing and we are creating the document we did in the previous class, that was MS Word creating document. Now we have to insert the header and footer. Definitely we would be knowing more about it. Yes, so the first step would be clicking on the insert menu. Here you can see the insert menu is just beside the home option, where you would be receiving more option for inserting in. We can in the beginning I told you that we are having a lot of tools in MS Word because we require tools to add, isn't it? So in insert option we would be having lot of option where they have shown about the break page. Okay, first of all we would be clicking on the insert, and then we would be receiving, just going to the right hand side, we would be having an option that would be header and footer like this, and we would be clicking one by one so that we could add header and footer in it. Okay, first of all we would be adding the keeping cursor on the header. Here we can see over here the last picture. Here there are options which would be available, or we can say the themes, in which way we could add the footers and the headers. Like, let me show you in the book. You can see here this book is having header in this manner without any line, but page number also, but downside there is nothing is here, in the footer. And in the another book what I am saying is there is a footer only which is having a line over here, and the text is here, the page number is here, but on the header nothing is there, isn't it? So what do you infer from this? That we are having different kind of variety of themes for header and footer. So here is an idea which is here, you can see in the last picture. For a header and footer the themes are available over here. Okay, so you can select any one of these and go and pursue with your MS Word file document. Okay, just by clicking on header and footer. So here's another question. Which of the following is the second step of inserting header footer in MS Word document? Now we have understood about the steps, so you would be telling the steps which is the at second number. First of all, we are clicking on insert menu in the O and there is a space automatically came here, but it is click on insert menu, then find header and footer, and clicking on header and select blank 3 columns option. I'm again giving you a few seconds to think about the second step. We should be inserting header. Yes, you're guessing it right. Yes, yes, exactly. So what would be the right answer? Right answer would be find header and footer. First of all, we would be clicking on insert menu. Then the second step is find header and footer. Then we would be clicking and receiving our answer. So the answer would be second option. So who have given it right answer? So I would like to clap for them. Right, excellent. So let's move further. So now we would be going to the virtual lab because we have to do practice for the same. Let me share my entire screen now so that you can have good idea about how we can create it. Let me share my screen. Just give me a few seconds. Now I hope you can see my entire screen. Keep it here. Let me share my entire screen again. Yes. So now we know that in the previous class we did what are the steps for the same? Going to the start button. Now I can find Microsoft Word is here. So I would be clicking on it because I don't have to find it. I use it often, so I'm able to see the options. Now, like today we are learning about headers and footers. Okay. So this is the text I have written because definitely I would be saving it. Now let me recall for you all. We had selected these ribbon options here. Yes, I selected the last time also this one because it is the text is major in this area. Now we understood about the header and footer. Where was that? We seen in the steps also. First of all, we would be going to insert option. Insert is definitely if we have to apply something in this, we will be going to the insert option. We would be clicking on it. You can see that there was an option. These options were available. Easy to see, but we have to use these one. Here header footer is insert in option is available. Now we would be I'm just keeping cursor on it and it is giving the description that we can edit the header of the document and write the content in between. Okay. There are shortcuts also. Press F1 for more help with this. And then after that I'm keeping cursor on footer. They are again telling the description that we can apply on the footer. Now we would be inserting the header sort. First I'm clicking on it. What I'm seeing is a lot of options are there for headers. A lot of. You can see that they have given. Which one would you like to have? No, I would be expecting you also to practice at home after watching this lesson. Then only you be able to understand the actual use of it. Let me add the simple one that looks pretty good. I'm clicking on it. What you can see is they had said that type the document title, and also they have inserted the line over here which I selected. Now I would be writing here headers. Headers. Okay, fine. Headers only. Okay, we would be writing footers in the footers. Now let me write it. I just back. I clicked on the backspace because I feel like it would be looking prettier on the left hand side. So now you can see that I have inserted header here. Now I would be inserting footers. Again, I would be going to insert button, then footers. Then I would like to have the same kind of themes. Otherwise, it would be looking quite weird. You can see that by default, page one is given. Okay. So here I would be writing footers. Okay. Now you can see I clicked on the center of the page so that it could be inserted properly. You can see that the text has been lightened. You can see that headers have been inserted and the text is here. I can access to the text which is written in the in between the page, but here you can observe the header and footer are quite saved. Okay, now like you feel like you want to now we have also understood about the dates. Let us do same for the dates. Where we say that you would be exploring all of these options. Once you would be creating a document, you would be feeling like opening it again and again and exploring to a lot of options. Okay, now it totally depends on you, but whichever you feel like. Let me keep it here. Now you can see that we were talking about the dates. Now we have to see that it would be under this only. Now let me tell you first that we also have option for edit or remove also headers. Like some I have just inserted header and footer. I feel like no, it is quite boring. I want to change it or delete it. So I could directly remove it. I would what you receive that header is removed. Now I was feeling like it was fine. Let me Control Z it and insert it. I selected on Control Z and make it again. Now here is date and time. Here you can observe there are a lot of formats for date and time. And, in notebooks also sometimes we write like today is 5/18, today's 18 and fifth month and 2021. Then sometimes we will write it like Tuesday May 18 to 2021. Then we write it as May 18 comma 2021. So a lot of a variety of options are here. It totally depends on you which one you want to select. Let us select this one and click on OK button. I didn't select for the footer, so the text came here. Let me select the footer here. Yes. Well, let us see if it works. Yes. Everything would be happening in the insert options only, okay? Let us use the same one as I did. What you can see is the date has been inserted. Now I double click in the center, you receive that the format is in the lower portion footer. Now usually people write it in the footer, so that's the reason I wrote in the footer. Otherwise you can also write in the headers also, okay? No issues. So this is how we have inserted the headers and footer. Also, we have learned about the time and date of the footers. Okay. So now we would be I have selected to the cross button. I have done changes into it. So they are asking that they do you want to save the changes or you don't want to. If you would be saving it by clicking save, you would be saving whatever you have done till this second. But if you would be saving don't save, then you won't be receiving whatever you have done in till the last time you have saved it. Okay, so this is what would be happening next. So let's move further. So let's conclude our chapter. Today we have learned about the header footers in MS Word. What are headers and footers? Then we have learned how we could insert date and time in header and footer. Also, we have done about the steps which are used for inserting headers and footers. Okay, so now I would like to ask you to self-evaluate yourself, and you would be telling me the steps of inserting header and footer in MS Word. Yes, I'm again giving you a few seconds. Yes. So the steps are basically going to the start button and clicking on the Microsoft 2010 and clicking on that, going and writing whatever you feel like, going to the save button. It is a simple way of saving the document. Then you have to go to the insert option. Then you have to go to the headers and footer. A lot of options would be there. You have to select one and write the header or footer here. Also in the right hand side you can see date and time is there, and you can insert the date and time as well. So what are the uses of inserting header and footer? We already discussed. I would like to ask you again. If you feel like there are more uses, you would be writing on your notebooks. I have given in the homework also. If you feel like writing it, you can. So now you would be writing the steps of inserting header footer in a flowchart. I am asking you to write on a flowchart because it is a good way of learning in a simplest and interesting manner. Okay, so then you would be using all the patterns of header and footer in MS Word so that you can explore more appropriately. And then you will be creating a MS Word document and using exploring the header and footer option and date and time also. Okay. So thank you so much, student, for giving me attention. So thank you. I'm done for today's class. Thank you so much.